So we all know that missed calls equals lost sales. But did you know that the average agency loses about 50% of all of their leads due to not picking up the phone? We at DL Automations decided to solve this issue by building fully automated voice agents that work 24/7 and never miss a call. The voice agent that we build can handle FAQ, transfer calls, book and cancel meetings, log data in an actual CRM like Zoho CRM for example, and also notify the team for new bookings or cancellations through SMS, email, or Slack or whatever platform your agency is using. Let me show you what it looks like through a quick demo for a real estate agency, for example. All right, so I'm calling right now.
Hi, this is Jamie from DL Real Estate. How can I help you today?
Hey Jamie, I would like to book a viewing for the property at 123 Main Street in New York City. Is that possible?
Thanks for letting me know. I can help with that. What day and time would you prefer for the viewing at 123 Main Street in New York City?
Can we do tomorrow at 2 p.m.?
Thanks for that. Just to confirm, you'd like to schedule a viewing for 123 Main Street in New York City tomorrow at 2 p.m., correct? Also, may I have your full name to get started?
Yeah, that's correct. My full name is Thomas, that's Thomas, and last name is Delisle, so Delisle.
Great, nice to meet you, Thomas Delisle. And what's the best phone number to reach you at?
That's +31 4666 4554.
Got it. Ending in 5554, right?
No, 4554.
Thanks for clarifying. Ending in 4554, correct?
Yes, that's it.
Perfect. And lastly, can I get your email address?
Yeah, so that's thomasedelisle@gmail.com.
Can you confirm I got that right? thomasedelisle@gmail.com.
Perfect, yep.
Checking availability for your requested time tomorrow at 2 p.m. You're all set. I've scheduled your appointment for tomorrow at 2 p.m. You'll receive a confirmation shortly. Just to confirm, your appointment is set for tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll meet you at 123 Main Street, New York City then. If you have any other questions or need to reschedule, feel free to reach out.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you for choosing DL Real Estate. Have a great day.
So as you can see, this voice agent booked the viewing, locked the data in the CRM, and notified the team for this actual booking, which is going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. And honestly, if you're a real estate agency and you don't have a voice agent like this, ready to answer calls 24/7, then you're missing out on about $12K a month. And before you think I'm talking out of my ass, there's this article by Invoca, which states that agencies lose about 50% of their leads due to not picking up the phone. So let's be generous and say your agency misses about 25% of all incoming calls. And let's say your agency has about 200 inbound calls a month. That would mean that you would miss 50 calls per month. That's 50 potential clients every single month who you will never get to talk to. Now, data also shows that about 33% of all incoming calls are serious leads, which means you would have 17 real potential leads that you're losing. And from those real potential clients, 33% will actually turn into paid clients, which you will lose every single month. Now, for a real estate agency, the average deal is about 2,000. So do the math. It's 6 times 2,000 would mean 12,000 every month that you're losing just because you're missing calls and cannot pick up the phone. And honestly, it's probably more than 12K a month right now. But these numbers are generous. It's probably more than this. And a voice agent can solve all of this. Now, we went over the data and why voice agents are crucial for never missing a lead again and thus never missing potential revenue again. Now, if you would like to implement this into your business, book in a quick discovery call with us in the link below, or just leave a comment, that's fine as well. And if you want to see how we built this voice agent and learn how you can make this yourself, then stick around and let's get into the build. So now I'm going to show you how to set everything up. It's going to be 4 steps, pretty easy. So the 4 steps are going to be building voice agent in Retell AI, setting up the webhook and the workflow in NAN, then also connecting Zoho CRM. This could be any other CRM as well, but in this case, I'll just use a actual CRM, which a lot of agencies use. And then the last step will be setting up the notification system to notify the team that a booking has been made or something has been canceled or something urgent came up. We're gonna go over that as well. Let's go into the first step, into Retell AI. Okay, so we're gonna type in Retell AI. You're gonna log in if you don't have an account yet. Make one, All right, so this is the dashboard in Retell. It's pretty simple. You got the agents, knowledge base, phone number, batch call, all that stuff right there. You can import an agent, but right now we're gonna build one from scratch. So we're gonna click create agent and then select voice agent. You can make a conversational flow agent, which is very rigid, and for complex builds, I would suggest this one. But in this case, it's a pretty easy use case. We're just making a voice agent that can handle FAQ, transfer calls, book meetings, cancel meetings, and send data to a webhook, which is not that hard. So we're just gonna select a single prompt agent, very easy to set up. We're gonna click create. So this is where we actually built the voice agent. Yeah, you got functions, knowledge base, speech settings, all of that stuff. I'm gonna go over that. Here you can make the prompt, which is the most important thing. You can select a model. I'm using GPT 4.1 mini. You can use the fast tier, which is a bit more reliable, but default is a bit cheaper, so I'm going for that one. The voice, I like Ryan, is a good voice. As you could have heard in the demo, I like Ryan, it's a pretty nice voice. And then the language, yeah, other languages than English are not that good yet, so I'm gonna have to test it out again, actually. But for now, English is the best one, so yeah, just stick to English markets for now with voice agents. As far as the prompt goes, I actually made a GPT for building voice agent prompts. Here's where I actually built the prompt. I already made it, so I'm just gonna paste it into here. And I'm also gonna leave it in the description in a Google Doc so you can copy and paste it. But if you want to make your own prompt, then you can do that here. I'll also share this GPT with you guys. So once you paste it in your prompt, you can click save. So within this prompt, I already put all of the function calling. So you don't have to worry about that. However, we still have to set up the functions themselves. So what we do is you click functions right here, then you click add, because we want this agent to be able to do stuff, not just have a conversation with the person, or the caller. So first thing we want the agent to be able to do is end the call. This is very easy. You just click on end call and save. Now it ends the call whenever the conversation is over, which is just a clean feature to have. Call transfer is also pretty easy to set up. So let's say you're implementing this into a business, then of course this will be a number of a real estate agent, for example. If the voice agent cannot handle the question or it's urgent, then the agent will transfer to this number right here. Once you put the number there, you can click save. Then you can also add a check availability function. Now what this does is now we can check the calendar of the real estate agent within cal.com. Cal.com is a calendar booking platform. Let's go over there and create an account if you have not done that already. This is where the voice agent can book the meetings. So once you're in cal.com, you're gonna click new, because we're gonna make a new meeting. I should just say YouTube for now, just as a demo. Now it depends on the use case, of course, but for real estate agents, in this case, we're going to a property. So it will be in-person organizer address. Then that is set up, of course, put your availability in there or the real estate agent's availability. You can connect it to Google Calendar if you like using that. And then also these settings, I didn't touch these settings, but it just goes to show that you can personalize it however you want. However, if you're done, you click save. And then also we need an API key to connect this to Retell. So you're gonna go to settings. Then you're gonna click API keys. Then you're gonna click on add. You can name it whatever you want. I would press never expires. Click save. Then here you can see the API key. Click copy. Then you paste in the API key here. For the event type ID, you gotta go back to your events. Click on your event. And then you can see these 7 digits. You copy that, and that's gonna be your event type ID. Then put this time zone to wherever you are located. I'm in Amsterdam, so you put Europe. You put Europe/Amsterdam, and then you click save. So that's a check availability calendar function setup. So the next thing is gonna be book on the calendar function. Of course, we don't want the agent just to check the availability. We also want it to actually book in meetings. So what we do here is we put the same values as we did for the checking availability. So we put the API key and the event type ID in there, and your time zone again. And then you hit save. Then that is set up. Okay, we're gonna build one more function, but that's gonna be in the next step. So I will go over that later. Let's move on to the knowledge base now. So let's say you are doing this for a real estate agency and you actually have the website of the real estate agency. Yeah, I don't know. I can just use this one, whatever. And you can copy the link and you can actually scrape the website's data. So let's say you go back, you go to knowledge base, you click create a knowledge base, add documents, add web pages. Then you paste in the URL, and then it's actually going to scrape all of the data from that website and put it in the knowledge base of the voice agent, so it knows everything about the website and can handle FAQ that way. So you're going to select all of the pages, you click save, just call it YouTube, you click save, and now it's going to scrape everything. As you can see, it's in progress. Yeah, we can go back to the agent. And then once that's set up, you'll see your knowledge base right here and you can select it. So for the speed settings, I'd say responsiveness, yeah, this is fine. I'd like to put this a little bit higher like this, and then responsiveness a bit lower like that, that's fine. Transcription settings, we're keeping this how it is. Actually, for the speed settings, we're also gonna enable back channeling. Now what this does is we can put like, yeah, it says it right there. We could put like yeah, or okay. Now it's gonna like sound natural when it's having a conversation with the caller. It's gonna say like yeah, or like or okay. It just sounds a bit more human-like when they're having a conversation with the caller, which is of course better for the user experience. Transcription settings, we're gonna keep the same. Call settings the same. So for the post-call analysis, of course, this voice agent, whenever it's having a call, it's gonna leave a big transcript and a lot of data. And we actually want this data to be structured already, so we can find it back like quickly from the webhook. So that's why we are adding different parameters. In this case, start with the call summary. For the description, I'm actually going to give it a prompt. Now this prompt I'll put in the document as well. You can copy and paste it, but basically I'm just telling it exactly how I want this to be summarized for later when we're building stuff in NAN and putting it into the CRM. That's why I'm being so specific on how I want the data to be structured. I also want the voice agent to let us know if there was an escalation or not. So this will be the description. I'll add choices like escalation or no escalation. Hit save. Next one will be appointment booked. It's gonna be Boolean. It's gonna be yes or no. Did the user book an appointment? And then the same for appointment canceled. Again, I'm leaving all of these prompts in the Google Doc, so you don't have to worry about typing everything. You can just copy paste it. But it's pretty straightforward. We would also like to have the time of viewing. We're gonna put the description there and add a format like, for example, this. So it knows how it has to put the data there. We're gonna do the same for the date. Of course, we would like to have the name of the caller. Let's put it like caller name. So actually, let's put the full name. The full name of the caller. Next will be phone number. Phone number of the caller. I'm gonna do email as well. I'd also like to know the intent of the call. So for intent, I would add like a general question, book a viewing. This is all for later when we're putting stuff in Zoho CRM, as I said, like filing a complaint, emergency, or other for example. And then lastly, I would like to have in this case, property interest would be nice to have as well. Why not? No, we're like, okay, now the post-call analysis is set up. Security and fallback settings for when you're implementing this into a business. You can opt out for sensitive data storage or all of that stuff. Okay, so step 1 is complete. We made the voice agent in Retell. Let's set up the webhook in NAN. So NAN is a workflow building platform. If you've not heard of it, you can basically connect tools and also connect the info that Retell gathered from the call and transfer the data into other tools like Zoho CRM or like Airtable or Google Sheets to log the data that was gathered in Retell. Okay, so we're gonna open NAN. I already made an account. If you don't have an account, make one. You're gonna see something like this. You're gonna click create new workflow, press tab and then select webhook. There are actually 2 webhooks that we need to set up. One webhook is for giving the voice agent the actual current time, so it knows when someone says, I want to book something for tomorrow or next week, that they know which date that is. So that's the first one that we're going to set up. As I said, you made a webhook. Got current date, rename. Then you click production URL and copy this webhook. We're gonna go back to Retell. We're gonna need it for this last function, as I said. Gonna click custom function. Current date. For the description, you're gonna say something like get the current date. It's gonna be a get API. And then you're gonna paste this webhook that we just copied in there. Response variables are gonna be current date, current date. Then you're gonna click save. Now this function is set up. However, this trigger is not fully completed yet. So we still need to add a set node where we're gonna add a field. We're gonna name it current date. And the value is gonna be this. Now this value, as you can see, it's gonna give the current date and time, which is the thing that this webhook is then gonna send into Retell. But we first need to set up a responsive webhook node as well. And then we're gonna select JSON, and then we're gonna replace this with this. Now we're gonna click save. And now whenever I'm telling the voice agent I wanna book in a call for tomorrow, it knows, okay, tomorrow is in this case, the 21st of July. So I'm booking in a viewing for 21st of July. Instead of not knowing when tomorrow is, then has to ask the caller for what day it is and all that stuff. That's not smooth. So now we set that up. Now we're gonna go into the second webhook. Okay, so the second webhook is actually gonna be a post request. We're gonna do the same thing, but now production URL and select post. We're gonna copy it and then put it all the way down here to webhook settings and paste it in there. And also we need to paste it. In here. First you need to select and add an inbound webhook, and then you're pasting your webhook in there. Also make sure to buy a phone number here, because then you can actually assign it to the agent and set up this webhook. It's very straightforward. Just select Twilio, and you can also select the area code that you want it to be in. It's pretty nice. I already did that though. So back to this voice agent. As you can see, we just set up the webhook, this webhook right here. Okay, so once you set up this webhook, which you connected to Retell, I'd advise you to make one test call where you put in all of these post-call analysis parameters, you answer them, so that we can later map it into NAN. Otherwise, you cannot really build the workflow. However, you will only get this data if you put this workflow to active right there. And then you test the workflow, and while it's listening to, I already pinned the data, but once it's listening to the trigger or waiting for the trigger, then you call it. Here you press test agent. And then after the call, you'll get information like this. Like it's a lot of info, but then you have something to work with. And you will find this info in the executions tab, like right here. You won't find it in the editor, so yeah. just be aware. Okay, but once you've done that, then we're gonna select the if node. And then this if node is gonna say, appointment booked, Boolean, and then is true. And then similarly, we're making an if node that says, let's get it right here, appointment canceled, Boolean is true. So now we route the data for when something is booked or something is canceled. Anyway, that was step number 2. Now we're moving on to step number 3, which is gonna be setting up the Zoho CRM. It could be any CRM. However, in this case, I just chose Zoho because a lot of agencies, they stick to these old CRMs. I like using Airtable, but yeah, I'll showcase Zoho CRM in this case. So let's connect it into NAN. However, first we gotta go into Zoho CRM. So I'll put it to English. You'll probably land like somewhere right here. So you're gonna click this modules thingy and then leads. This is where you'll see all of the leads coming in from the calls. We're gonna set it up in a second. This is just dummy data. Like I did a bunch of calls just to show that you can make like a big CRM, and then you can click on it and you can like add all type of info that you want. Here is like the summary and why they called, all that stuff. It looks okay. Personally, I like Airtable a bit better, but it's fine. I actually made a video on how to connect to Airtable as well, so check it out. It's gonna be right here. Anyway, back to NAN. We're gonna connect this if node into a Zoho CRM node, and we're gonna create a lead. Create a lead right there. So if you don't have an account yet or did not create or connected it to your account, then there's all sorts of videos out there on connecting Zoho CRM to your NAN, so check that out. Anyway, the resource is going to be a lead company. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We don't care about the company of the caller. Last name of the caller doesn't matter because we're going to put in the full name. Let's just run this so we actually have data to work with. There you go. And then we're going to add fields. So let's just start with description. So when you're trying to find the data from the webhook, just put in call analysis and you'll find all of the parameters that we set up in Retell. As you can see, the call summary, I'll put that for description. Then we got the email address, which is right here. Then we select full name, caller name. Then we put the phone. And so the rest of these parameters, actually, I cannot use them because Zoho is kind of like Zoho is that clunky. Like I cannot put this data in there. It's just, that's why this call summary is so in depth, or at least that's how I prompted it to be. So I can still have all of the info that I want in the Zoho CRM. But that's why using Airtable is just a bit better in my opinion, because then you can map this data, like have the time as a specific column as well, which is a bit more organized, but it's fine in this case. And then we are going to copy this. We're pasting it, connecting that one. However, in this case, we're gonna do delete. So for deleting the lead, you're just gonna do everything the same, but you put in like operation delete. And then here you can put like a JSON of one of these parameters and use it as the ID so it knows which lead it has to delete. And then if either of these if nodes are false, then you can just do no operation. That means that the workflow is over. Okay, so now Zoho CRM is set up, and it will probably look something like this after a few calls. But yeah, now we logged all of the data and the info, and it's time to notify the team that they actually have a new booking, or something got canceled, or they filed a complaint, or something urgent came up, and the team needs to get notified through SMS or email or Telegram or whatever the real estate agency is most comfortable using, or Slack or whatever. It's all possible. In this case, I'm gonna go over the SMS and emailing strategy. Yeah, this is someone getting a message. I don't think real estate agents are this happy with getting new bookings, but you get the point. We're not done yet though. So let's go into the last step. So in this case, after we got the info from Zoho, for SMS I would like to use Twilio. You could also use WhatsApp. You gotta put your credential right here. Create a new credential. You can ask the AI assistant. It's actually really helpful. But yeah, go on YouTube and check out a Twilio account setup video for NAN. Once you've set that up, come back here and you will put the from number, which is gonna be your Twilio number. And you put the number of the real estate agent, or just if you want to test it for yourself, you put your own number right here. Now for the message, I'm gonna put that into the Google Doc as well. You can copy it. It should look something like this. So of course, these messages are gonna be like different for everyone that's gonna get it. So that's why we put these variables in here. These variables, you can actually drag and drop them from here. So the caller name will be like this, and then you do the same for the phone number, interest, notes, all that stuff. And you would get a message like this. Then we would do the same thing for the canceled one, of course. Only difference is the message. I'm gonna paste it in right here. Again, it's gonna be in the Google Doc, so yeah, you can check it out. Don't worry guys, it's gonna be red because I don't have data here. So, and then for the sending an email, we could use like Gmail, for example. And then select, where is it? Send a message. You can use your credentials here as it says. You're gonna send it to the real estate agent's email. Subject is gonna be canceled appointment. Please make this look a bit more clean. I'm lazy right now. I just came from the gym and it's like 11:45. I'm still making this video, so leave a like and thumbs up. So leave a like and subscribe if you're still watching to this point. But yeah, I'm tired as hell. I'm sorry. However, if you want to make an email message look nice, you have to do it in HTML. You can ask ChatGPT for all that stuff. I already made it though, so again, check out the document. It's gonna be in there. You're gonna press expression for the email and then click make it bigger. Boom, paste it in there. And now you're gonna get a nice email. So once you set that up, you basically do the same for the other email. Send the message again. Of course, don't put the same message. That would be stupid. Message would look something like this. Okay. Then we set that up and you hit save. And then basically everything is done. Now, as I said, you can use WhatsApp here or Slack or whatever. Same for the CRM, you could use Airtable, all that stuff. But yeah, once you've done that, you're all set up. I mean, the voice agent is working, the backend is working, the CRM is working, NAN is working. You get messages, it's everything that you need. So to wrap it up, missing calls is not just a minor hiccup. It's literally lost clients and lost revenue. And you've seen how easy it is to automate call handling with a voice agent. The data is clear, and even answering just a few more calls every month could add thousands to your monthly revenue. So if you're ready to stop leaving money on the table, here's what you can do next. First off, you can book in a free discovery call with us. We'll just go over what we can build for your agency, make a quick demo, and go from there. I'll also make a missed call calculator so you can see how much revenue you are missing out on. And yeah, it's gonna be in the description as well. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We reply to every comment. Thanks for watching, and I hope you never miss a lead again. Peace.